Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of January 30th. We're going to jump right in here, and we are going to see what is going on for you here, Libra, and your current general energies. You have this resourcefulness card and this innovation card. I mean, we're in a time of great innovation, so any innovative ideas that you have in any area of your life is going to lead to a lot more success. And I love this card, so that's good. But, I say this all the time because it's like critically important that we embrace anything new or any new ideas that we get from, any part of our life. Really, I would say that I think a lot of our ideas are going to come from our heart. Our heart will be telling us to start a new journey, to start a new adventure, to leave something behind that's toxic. But society might be telling us like, oh no, this is not the right way to live. This is not the right direction. So, we're entering into Pluto and Aquarius in March, and it's only going to be there for a short period of time before it retrogrades out. But I've been talking about this a lot because, again, it's like it only happens once every 20 years. It's a pretty big thing that Pluto changes signs. It's a generational planet. But in Aquarius, it's even more of a big deal because of what it represents. It represents innovation and making these changes. So I would embrace changes. And again, the other thing that's important here is following your heart, which I've said to everybody because it's true, that with Pluto and Aquarius, again, your heart will tell you one thing, but Aquarius is the rebel, right? Doesn't care what anyone thinks, doesn't care what anyone says. So we need to embrace that energy of kind of like listening to what our heart says and not listening to what someone who has never done something says. I think there could be a lot of those moments, just looking at your reading here, Libra, where there could be people who have to put their 2 cents into everything, who have never done something that you're about to do. It's like, if you know a person who's only ever had a job and you're starting a business, but they tell you, oh, don't do that, it's risky. It's like, why would you listen to them? They've never done it. So I would only listen to people and take advice from people who have done the things that you want to do. You have the Knight of Wands, the Devil, and the Chariot. Again, I would be, not really a love reading. There is love here, but I would say I would be very careful of anyone from the past coming back in, and especially if they were inconsistent and toxic with this energy. But other than that, I feel a lot of you could be going on an adventure. Again, I do get a very adventurous energy from Pluto and Aquarius for whatever reason. And you have the Chariot as well. Really, I think the Chariot is what describes the reason why I get this adventurous energy for everyone. The Knight of Wands is adventure. It's about being spontaneous and going on the adventure. I think this is why this keeps coming up, is because he's trying to set himself apart. He's leaving the city behind him where he can't be unique. And again, Aquarian energy is about being unique. It's about, again, being a trendsetter, being a rebel, doing, kind of marching to the beat of your own drummer, right? So he's leaving that city so that he can find a place in the world where he can be his own unique self, where he can just be himself. And you definitely seem to be one of the signs that's doing this. Again, several signs have had similar messages to this. And again, I think it fits in very well with the Pluto and Aquarius energy, which is going to be a dominant energy, by the way. But I also do feel some of you could be moving on from something that has been stealing your energy. I don't even actually feel that bad about this Devil. Like, sometimes I think maybe we just live somewhere and maybe we just feel tired there all the time, right? It's like not the biggest of deals, but, maybe you're just looking for something fresh or new or exciting, something different. And that's kind of the feeling I get here. Again, of course, some of you could be leaving behind a toxic person, but for the most part, and the Devil just fell out of that deck there, so there you go. But I do feel like some of you are kind of looking for more freedom, or you're looking for like new opportunities, new spaces, new stuff, right? You have, with the Knight of Wands, you have the Two of Cups. Yeah, it could be a past lover, is what I would say. I think you're moving towards new love, if you don't already have love, or if you are even looking for love in the first place. The other thing I would say is that the Two of Cups can be you and your higher self. So I feel like your higher self is kind of guiding you to make changes in your life, and this could be through your dreams or your daydreams. And I would pay attention to your dreams and your daydreams because of that. With the Devil, you have the, what is this? Oh yeah, Page of Pentacles. So I definitely could be new love. I see, if you want love, I feel like there's new love coming in. It could be an earth sign here, Libra. You never know. Could be any sign, though. You have basically everything here. Could be an Aries as well. But I do feel that this is talking about communication coming in from a new person. And with the Chariot, you have the Tower. Every single person, I kid you not, has had the Tower this week in either this deck or the main deck here. So it wouldn't surprise me if there was a, like a global Tower moment happening this week again. Again, I said the first time this happened, over a year ago now, that I had a feeling that over the next 20 years, we're going to see a lot of global Tower moments. So yeah, it just isn't a surprise. With the Chariot, though, this could just be a move. So if you're moving or traveling, it could just be that you're moving. Next, in the area of messages from your future self, you have this cow spirit that says, the miracles are endless. I love this card. It is like a card of total abundance and success. There's like a little caveat here. And what I would say is it's this right here, Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands to me is saying that you have to commit to what you're going to do. Again, we are living in a time where I don't think the universe is going to allow us to dip our toes in the water. I think the universe is saying, no, you need to cannonball into the deep end. You need to fully commit to what you are thinking you're about to do. And you even have this Crossroads card. So there's a couple of things in your reading that really stand out to me. Number one, Chariot says where there's a will, there's a way. Basically, if you want to do something, if you will it, it will happen. Seven of Wands says when you commit to something so deeply, like deeper than your bones, deep into your DNA, when you believe something that deeply, then you can have whatever it is that you want. So I really feel you have to believe. And Seven of Wands says it's kind of like a card of burning your boats. It basically says when the only way for you at this time is to be successful at whatever it is that you're trying to do, and there is no other way, there is no going backwards, then you will truly be successful. So whatever it is you're trying to accomplish, it's like when you make that decision, when you fully commit, then the universe will move out of your way. Again, the problem I see for people right now is that people might be like, oh, I want to start a YouTube channel, and they do like one video, and then it doesn't do well. It's like we're living in a time where you have to do 100. Put them out there and just see what happens, and don't even look at the results. Well, actually, that's not true. I would be kind of looking at what's working and not working and kind of like iterate. But what I would say is like you just have to do it. You have to go all in. And the people who go all in are going to be successful. You have the Queen of Pentacles here. The Queen of Pentacles is a card of kind of your resources is the word that I was looking for. Now that I think about it, Libra, you always get this card with me. So I feel like it is a time where you've been maybe thinking about your resources or increasing your resources. You could also be dealing with a Capricorn as well. You have two cards of Capricorn right next to each other. So, take it how it resonates, but I really feel you're focusing on becoming more resourceful, increasing your finances. You have the Six of Cups as well. Six of Cups is a turnaround. It is obstacles being removed from your life as well. So I feel like there are some major improvements coming in for you. I also feel there could be true love coming in, and I feel like it's a soulmate. If we go this way, up to the Page of Cups to the King of Swords, I feel it's someone who's very mature, probably very hardworking, someone with a lot of knowledge and wisdom as well. So definitely a good type of person coming in for you. I feel like this person comes off as childlike at first with that Page of Cups. Not a bad thing. I think they're just very playful. With the Seven of Wands, you have the Ace of Pentacles here. Definitely, you need to commit to like one thing. Here's the thing with the Ace of Pentacles is, again, to me, this is Uranus and Taurus. That's not what this card represents, but you have the cow spirit, Taurus. You have this card right here. So I feel for a lot of you, what this is saying is like right now we have Uranus and Taurus, which says you have to build and leave a legacy. Basically, you have to pick something to work on in your life, and you have to like take care of it like a garden. You really have to nurture it, water it, fertilize it, give it sun, all those things. So, if you have a new opportunity in your life, Libra, I would really be making sure to take care of it, to nurture it, because that's what's going to lead to the most success. And I would go all in. With the Queen of Pentacles, you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands is a card of conflict and competition. I feel like you're trying to get away from this. I feel like you need to open up to different ways of improving your finances. It's like I don't even think your finances are necessarily bad. They could be, but, Eight of Swords is only seeing one way of doing things when there are like a million ways to do things. So I feel for a lot of you, this is about kind of like figuring out what works for you. I don't really have any good examples, but it's like, it's like there are certain experts, right? Like financial experts as well, like Dave Ramsey, and like there's other people as well, right, who have their own ideas. And what's interesting is like all their ideas work, right? It's just like what works for you. It's like there are plenty of people out there who are like, Dave Ramsey is an idiot. He doesn't know what he's talking about. There's other people that are like, whoever else, I don't know, whoever these other financial experts are, they're idiots. They don't know what they're talking about. But you know what's funny? There's also people who say the opposite, who say this worked for me, right? So I kind of get this feeling that this is saying in all areas of your life, like what works for you. Don't listen to just like one person, right? With the Six of Cups, you have the Seven of Swords. Seven of Swords, lying, cheating, stealing. I would be careful of a person coming back from the past. You're not the only person to get this. We're past the retrograde energy now, but sometimes I think when we like just get past it, we're still in the shadow, basically a Mercury and Mars as well, Mars retrograde that we had. Sometimes I think when we are in the shadow, we also can get hit with, people from the past or whatever. So I'd be careful of that energy. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you have this card. I almost just said you say. I don't know why I said that, but that might be important. You have this card that says the healing must be completed before your life can transform. You have this crossroads card that says you'll have to make a very important decision. Is the path you're leaning towards challenging you to grow? And that's exactly the path I would take. I've been saying it for like 2 years now that I believe that with Pluto and Aquarius over the next 20 years, or longer, really, for the rest of your life, fortune favors the bold. So if you're kind of playing it safe, not necessarily going to be good. If you're taking the path that requires growth, learning, overcoming obstacles, like those things, then you're going to be very successful, and that's the life I would choose. But again, not telling you what to do. You do you. You have this Eight of Swords, Page of Cups, and the Emperor. I really feel, by the way, I don't think there's anything unexpected coming in for you here. I always say, like, I do unexpected, like, every single week, but I don't try to force it to fit. If it doesn't, and it doesn't, so I just think that this is saying there's more than one way of doing things. Maybe what's like a tiny bit unexpected is how quickly you can change your situation with the Eight of Swords, because she could easily set herself free. And again, I feel like for some of you, finding a new solution to wherever you're stuck in your life would be a good idea. Right next to it, you have the King of Swords. King of Swords can represent like a mentor or an expert, and it doesn't matter what gender this person is, but King of Swords is my card that says if you have a problem in life, there is someone who can solve your problem very quickly, but you have to find that person. So wherever you are having an issue, it might be a really good time to go learn from experts, right? There's plenty of free information. You basically don't need to pay for any information nowadays because it all exists on YouTube for free, right? So, there's really no excuse, but wherever you're having a problem, I would go find the information because, again, it will be rewarded and you could find a person. The other thing is, as I've been saying, I would not take anything as gospel, especially for the next 20 years, right? And not only that, in 2026, we have Neptune moving into Aries, which is like looking for someone to save us, basically. And I keep telling people, like, no gurus at this time. Don't even listen to me, right? I keep telling people, listen to people, take in their information, like experts and stuff like that. Put it into practice yourself, right? See what works, see what doesn't. Take what works, leave the rest. Again, the danger, especially in 2026 when and then for years after, right, with Neptune and Aries, is going to be like looking for a savior, thinking that there's going to be a person who can just solve all the world's problems or all your problems, right? And with the problem is Pluto and Aquarius, we have to solve our own problems. No one's coming to save us. So I would be looking for solutions, but then also kind of like, I think what I'm trying to say is when we work with the energy, we get rewarded. So if you put the things into practice and you say, oh, this works, but this doesn't, I just need to find something to fill in this gap. When we do that, we become very successful. You have the Page of Cups here. I do feel there could be like slightly unexpected love opportunity for you. So there could be a person who's interested in you and maybe you're just not expecting it. Could be another air sign, a Capricorn, could be a Cancer, an Aries, Virgo, could be a fire sign in general. But what I would say here is that I feel maybe you're just not expecting this person to be interested in you or whatever. Again, it could be an Aries. You have the Emperor here. For others, I would be careful at work. I kind of feel like you could be in this zone this week. It's kind of a weird message that I'm getting here, that it's like if you find yourself having people taking things out on you, I think it's them. It's not you. It could be one of those weeks where, people are... maybe you feel like they're taking their anger out on you or something like that. But I feel like you could be, it's almost like people are projecting on you this week more than ever. I don't even know why you need to say that, but somebody needs to hear it. So if you find people like being angry or anything like that, I would just say to yourself, this is a miscommunication. It's not me, it's them, right? I think that might just make your week easier for some reason. So I would be careful of miscommunications. I don't know. That's not even what the Emperor means, but again, I read intuitively. That's what I'm getting. With the Eight of Swords, you have the Four of Swords here. And card of recovery, you're healing from something. And so I feel like there is a healing going on in your life, probably from this like stuck energy. With the Page of Cups, you have the Eight of Cups. Maybe you've written love off. Maybe you've said, I don't want love. I'm walking away. And that's exactly when love comes in, right? So people always leave me comments. They're like, I don't want love. I'm like, okay, well, it doesn't matter. It's not going to stop a person from approaching you, right? So you don't have to accept it. But again, I feel like for some of you, there could be love coming in, and maybe it's just surprising. Maybe you don't want it. But like I said, you don't have to accept it into your life. You can do whatever you want. So, but again, it's not going to stop a person from approaching you or kind of talking to you, shooting their shot, whatever. With the Emperor, you have the Death card, some sort of change. Some of you are making a change at work. You could be here. I feel like you need to be prepared for anything as well. Here's the thing, is that he has his armor on underneath his cloak, and it kind of just represents the fact that he is prepared and ready for battle. He is ready at a moment's notice to do whatever he's got to do to do the do. Right? To do whatever he's got to do. So I feel for some of you, this is kind of like saying, be ready to take action at a moment's notice, because there could be a change or I kind of get this feeling of a random opportunity, especially with that Ace of Pentacles, where that says the miracles are endless with that cow spirit. But again, you're going to have to be ready for it. So I would be in preparation mode, or whatever you want to call it. Finally, for messages from your guides, you have this leg up card. So whatever this opportunity is could really be lifting you up. It could be kind of giving you progress or improving your life in some way. So I do feel like you're being lifted up here. And again, I do feel some of you could be being lifted up by like an expert or a mentor. The King of Swords is my card of like an expert, a mentor, someone you look up to. And again, gender doesn't matter. It could be any person. It's like maybe a boss really likes the work you do and they want to give you a raise. It's like that's a feeling I get here. And I would take it. The other thing is that, again, I feel like your guides are encouraging you to look for experts with the King of Swords, because he is a card of knowledge and wisdom. So I would be kind of like learning from as many people as you possibly can. I've been preaching this for like 2 years now, and I think it's like more true than ever. The people that do this are going to be very successful. The people that don't are going to struggle. So do it. Although again, not telling you what to do, but if I were you, I would do it, plain and simple. You have the Three of Cups here, definitely a celebration. Again, we're entering into a time of co-creation as well, so any co-creative experiences, any teamwork, anything like that you can do would be really good. The other thing I like to remind people is even if you're not working with other people, there are other ways to co-create. Putting information out on YouTube that could help another person is co-creation. Creating a work of art that other people can enjoy is co-creation. Doing something nice for other people is co-creation. All those things are going to add up. So I would do whatever you can with this card, but definitely could be a celebration. I also feel like some of you, if you are looking for love, I would encourage you to socialize. I feel like you could be meeting people through friends. And finally, you have the Hermit. The Hermit, he has been through it. And I feel like you've been through it. I feel like you're climbing to the top of the mountain, or you are there. And now it's time to like put your wisdom into action. A lot of these readings have had a focus on wisdom, like, kind of having learned through experience and needing to put those experiences into action. And that's kind of what I feel like this is talking about here. With the King of Swords, you have the Eight of Wands. Quick success, quick movement coming in for you. Eight of Wands is a card of quick success. It is also a card of the direction of your thoughts. So I would make sure that your thoughts are going in the direction of success and abundance, not the other direction. Definitely popping into my head. It's also my card of socializing. It wouldn't surprise me if you met a person through socializing, through social media, friendships, any of that stuff. With the Three of Cups, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yes, what are you waiting for? You see something as abundant with that Miracles Are Endless card. You see a new opportunity, Ace of Pentacles, as abundant as well. But it's like, what are you waiting for? Knight of Pentacles is no movement. He's kind of being too cautious. So I'd be careful of being too cautious, right? I would be careful of the overcorrection. That's the other danger that I feel personally with the energy that we're in right now, is that like a lot of us could be overcorrecting in things. Like, let's say we had a business failure, we could be overcorrecting and trying to be too perfect in business so that we don't have a failure. We need to find that middle ground. Same thing in relationships as well. It's like we could have been hurt and we could be overcorrecting and taking every little tiny thing as a warning sign when it isn't. So I think we have to just put our realistic goggles on and just say, like, am I being realistic or am I overcorrecting here? I think even just asking that question would be very helpful. With the Hermit, you have the Hangman. Change in perspective. Again, the story of him is that he thinks he's stuck at the top of this mountain. But if he changes his perspective with the Hangman, he could put this lantern down by his feet and he could set himself free. So I feel for a lot of you, if you're feeling stuck, this is saying like a change in perspective will set you free in some way. So pretty good reading here, Libra. We're going to pull 3 yes/no question cards now. If you don't have a question, that's fine. I'm going to put all 3 together at the end like a personalish reading, but we're going to do 1, 2, 3. Feel free to pause this reading if you need time to think of your questions, but we are going to answer these right now. For question number 1, I would say yes. I definitely feel like you're creating your own reality right now, Libra. I would be using your powers of manifestation. Clearly, there's a lot of abundance available to you. For question number 2, I'd say no, 5 of Cups. Too many. I think there's something much, much better coming in for you. I'll just show you over here. If he turns around, he gets this bridge and this castle. So I always say the 5 of Cups isn't about just getting 2 cups. It's about using gratitude to get out of whatever this disappointment is, right? And so then you see the 2 cups behind you, but you also see the bridge and the castle. So you get much more than just the 2 cups. And for question number 3, you need to get moving towards whatever that Ace of Pentacles is here, Libra. But again, I also feel this all together is saying that all of you need to have a new beginning. And I feel like you need to use your powers of manifestation to have it. And I also feel like you need to let go of past regrets or disappointments, things that didn't work out so that you can be successful. This is a really good reading here, Libra. I like it. So thank you for being here. Really appreciate it. Make sure to watch your sun, moon, and rising for a full picture of what's going on for you at this time. But thank you, and definitely enjoy your week.